Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
Are there any other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Lumos! That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
The only place I'm in is in the library.
Professor Hackett is an enigma. Nothing to be learned at Hogwarts that one cannot learn out in the world. Of course, there's something to be said.
I almost had a treasure once. From my grandmother.
Oh, what was it?
An enchanted hourglass. It would flow quicker if you were in a boring class. The teacher would think it was later. You could have done a glass in half the time. Would have been brilliant for potions.
And what happened? The hourglass.
Oh! My grandmother changed some names. I probably should have made some potions.
Well, even if you hadn't, half the school would have been after it. You'd have had to have a griffin to guard it.
Oh, I thought about it. I looked into us getting one, but apparently they can eat your leg off. So it's all nonsense.
This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it? Lumos. Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
When Howie said draws
Ha! I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
People are always fussing about me.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen that.
My family has a lineage of exemplary. No one.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Lumos. Revelio. Lumos.
I know you're lying, aren't you? You're making it all up.
What if he's not making it up?
Isn't he? He's making it all up, all of it, nonsense.
Fine. I'm making it all up.
Oh, I absolutely hate you. I hate you.
That is rather cruel and unusual punishment, I must say. I might hate you too.
I swear I can't win around here. Next time I shall keep Clopton's musings to myself.
So he did say something about me?
My lips are sealed.
I cannot believe how much I hate you. You'd better watch yourself next time I'm near a mandrake.
It's a relief to finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty.
Well, one can't argue with that.
I bet Black could tell us.
Revelio.
As long as I get some sleep, I don't mind what anyone gets up to. The dawn should be a place where...
Some of us are tidier than others, though, aren't we?
Weasley said he always found the door.
All I can say is
I'm just having my own
Revelio. Revelio.
Have you ever wondered how owls know where to put their letters? Magic, I suppose.
I need to catch up on my letter writing. I think my owl's getting cobwebs.
My little brother sends me letters chock full of questions about Hogwarts. Merlin help us when he starts here next year.
I sent an anonymous howler to Duncan Hobhouse last year because he kept leaving his dirty clothes all over the dormitory. You should have seen the look on his face.
It's a good thing the owlery is away from the rest of the school. Quite the aroma in there.
Why would anyone bother sending secret love letters? If you want to win me over, just treat me to a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
I need to stop by the owlery. Far too long since I've sent a letter home.
I don't think owls make very good pets. You can't snuggle up to them the way you can with a cat.
Revelio. Revelio.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Revelio.
Anyone in the wizarding world could outdo the best of them.
Pick me, for example. Heckard said I'd make a wonderful aura. Imagine.
I don't think it's anything special if your family works at the ministry. Makes them a boring lot if you ask me.
Revelio.
Oh, my mother makes the most delicious Alahotzi fudge ever. I scorn it.
Has got close to us every year.
Revelio. Revelio.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
Isaac, teach me everything.
Revelio. Protego. Lumos. Revelio.
I suppose in all fairness, one could...
I shrug my mind. I adore decorating. Can never have too many fairy lights.
Revelio.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
I wish there was something I could do to stand up to the headmaster. Likely best to keep my head down till I finish up here.
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
What are you up to
There
now?
was something else too.
Revelio. Revelio.
Awful when they ask you a question, though, isn't it? Grubby little faces. I'll just die.
Revelio. Revelio.
That youngun's now a teacher herself. Wonder she's not cobbled up by her own fate tonight. Then it's not on your nose. We'd want to know.
Do you think anyone has found every secret passage in Hogwarts? Wouldn't surprise me if new ones popped up occasionally.
Revelio. Lumos.
Do you mind where you're stepping? They'll only think it's me. Oh, watch the tile under your feet. You'll set off something foul. Oh, please be careful.
Revelio. Revelio.
Let us keep our heads about this.
Lumos. Revelio.
Quite warrants looking into. People grumbling about a foul smell.
Revelio.
Sometimes I wish I needed a new wand, just so I'd have an excuse to visit Ollivander.
Revelio. Revelio.
We're going to see you can stay up late. Sleeping drafts should ensure my victory.
This is the first year my siblings and I are all at Hogwarts together. Our poor mother doesn't know what to do with their time, so she knits. Sends us each a new jumper every week. This is my sister's first year at Hogwarts. Every time.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Is that all you've got? Well, man!
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso!
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent, as Master Pruitt so artfully helped me demonstrate earlier.
Levioso!
Good! Now, the basic cast. Well done. Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Levioso!
Good form.
I know.
For your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Don't all of my students were this adept. I do enjoy lively dueling.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Ravenclaw.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
I'd hate to face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Revelio.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around. Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to keep things friendly.
jeweled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Revelio.
Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Unsanctioned? I don't know. School rules are in place for a reason.
Yes, to keep students in the dark. So many things we're deemed unprepared to know. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck, or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Revelio.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
As far as I can see, the only potion I've learned.
Revelio.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Levioso. Revelio. Lumos.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Revelio.
sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
The most I've ever been able to conjure was a single quill. Not sure I'll ever master that one.
I asked him to Takata tutor me in Transfiguration.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you?
Revelio.
And by the end of it, the mimic of magic. Enough! You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boots and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor Black!
Revelio. Revelio.
It's hardly worth studying for potions, unless you're anticipating being poisoned sometime in the near future. How rare a metamorphosis I am.
I tried a universal hex on that small Hufflepuff. I found it rather boring, although, in all fairness, it only partially worked, which did look awfully strange.
Revelio.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the excellent control there. That's it! Splendid! Very good. Points to Ravenclaw. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Let us see this. There we go.
Accio!
Very good.
Be sharp. Brilliant! Watch this. Yes!
Accio!
A perfect score! Remarkable. Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Let us see this. There we go. Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Stay focused.
Be sharp. That is how it's done.
That's it.
Watch this. Yes!
Accio!
Nicely done.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise, Sebastian. You know it won't work on humans.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
A word, if you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Hello. How was your first day coming along?
Hello, Samantha. Nice to see you again.
I wondered how your first day was going. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
I'm not going to lose any more sleep over my potions homework. Brewed myself a sleeping draft just to be sure.
Just saying, you'd think she was the pioneer of the Wizarding School's Potions Championship the way she carries herself. And she's a first year.
Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Revelio.
What are you up to now?
Revelio. Lumos.
Oops! Did Peeves make you jump?
Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Revelio. Lumos.
Have you been in any other common?
Revelio.
Don't you find it chilly and good
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They did, Professor.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit during your brief detour near... what was it you said? Some ruins? I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
Have you and Professor Fig not discussed my training?
He continues to be reticent about the details, mentioning only a few spells. Revelio, was it? And Lumos?
That's correct, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first one. Now, Regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here, including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
There's an Ollivander's in Hogsmeade.
There is. Most people are familiar with the shop in Diagon Alley. We're fortunate to have someone like him nearby. Mr. Ollivander is a genuine craftsman and highly skilled wand maker. I would trust no one else to pair me with a wand.
I've never heard of a spellcraft before, Professor. What is it?
A spellcraft is a recipe of sorts used when conjuring objects. I shall explain more about them when you begin working with transfiguration magic.
Can you tell me more about the potions shop, Professor?
J. Pippin's Potions stocks a wide array of potions ingredients, although they rarely sell recipes. Professor Sharp asked that they have a couple of particular recipes on hand for you.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavory local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.